The federal government reports more cases of measles in 2019 than any other year in 2 decades, and it's only April.
Doctors blame outbreaks of measles and other illnesses on parents who don't allow their children to be vaccinated. That trend is growing in parts of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Newswatch 16 investigative reporter Dave Bowman is here with communities in our area that may be at risk. Dave.
John, Julie, Pennsylvania is one of 17 states that allows parents to opt out of vaccinations if they simply believe the shots don't work or if the shots put their kids at risk. Now, even though medical professionals insist vaccines are safe, our investigation found several area counties with a rapidly growing number of parents choosing not to vaccinate their children. Tiffany Spudis of Berwick says she's done her homework on vaccines.
Since before my kid was born, I've obsessively looked at this issue.
She's chosen not to vaccinate her now 4-year-old daughter against measles, mumps, rubella, and other diseases.
A lot of the same complications you get from the diseases themselves, you can get from the vaccines too.
Tiffany is not alone in her beliefs. We investigated Pennsylvania Department of Health records for the past 3 years. In that time, the number of parents of kindergartners and 7th graders opting out of vaccinations in northeastern and central Pennsylvania rose from 779 to 938. That's an increase of 20%. More parents like Tiffany Spudis are getting vaccine exemptions for what the state calls philosophical reasons.
And for me, as far as vaccines are concerned with my daughter, the risk is just not worth the benefit.
The 3 area counties with the highest percentage of exempt students, Montour, Clinton, and Snyder, all 3 traditionally with a higher number of religious exemptions. But local doctors are concerned about the rapid growth in 4 counties, including Montour, where the exemptions are fueled by parents who call themselves anti-vaccine.
We are anticipating that if the trend is going on like that, we will see soon those diseases here, around here.
Dr. Tapash Sengupta of Geisinger Hospital Bloomsburg says every reputable study shows vaccines to be a safe step toward eliminating these diseases. But he's running into a growing number of skeptical parents.
Those who are rigid and they make up their mind, they don't even take participation with the discussion.
That may be true in Monroe County, where vaccine exemptions almost doubled in the last 3 years. And that worries some parents.
And they do believe that it links to a lot of things like autism and stuff.
I think that people are listening too much to hearsay. You know, they'll read something on the internet.
We talked to a few superintendents in those counties. They tell us they're seeing a gradual and not a dramatic rise in the number of parents who are opting not to have their kids vaccinated.
Private schools are more relaxed than public schools.
Well, Dr. Sengupta wants a higher vaccination rate for some private schools and homeschooled children. He applauds the region's 2 largest counties, Luzerne and Lackawanna. Those have the lowest percentage of exempt students. Dr. Sengupta also says state lawmakers should step in if the number of students who go without vaccinations continues to grow.
And I would really like to have a laws or something that non-medical exemption should not be entertained.
But in Berwick, Tiffany Spudis says the government has no business telling parents they must vaccinate their kids.
There is definitely a sense that, people like myself are subverting some sort of social requirement.
It is important to note that only 3% of the children entering school in our region have not received vaccines. Professionals say the risk of an outbreak right now is low, but this trend of more anti-vaccine parents, as Dr. Sengupta and others concerned that parts of northeastern and central Pennsylvania could be vulnerable to an outbreak of measles or other diseases if these trends continue. Dave Bowman, Newswatch 16.